Good afternoon. Nung pasakay na ako ng elevator, tinanong ko kung nandyan ba yung iba. Yung debate, it was one stage of debate. Sinabi nila, kami lang daw ni Senator Cayetano. Sabi ko, umuwi na lang ako. Kasi baka sabihin ng mga tao, kami lang ang dalawa nag-surrender sa Lasal. But anyway, let me be quick and precise. We live in a democracy, no doubt about it. We have regular elections, we have it all. Except that, is it a government of the people? Maybe. Is by the people? Yes. But is it for the people? Yan ang problema. That's the problem. There is so much trouble in this country. There is absolutely no peace for all of us here, in all of the places in the Philippines. Is there order? There's a great disorder, and you know that everywhere. Almost all gamot of human life and the governance. What really worried me, and maybe at the back of my mind forcing me to run, was the condition of our country. It's very disorderly, and people do not have security. I do not pretend to be the silver bullet for a lot of these things. There is no, whatever it is that's really ideal for everybody. But ang problema dito is, it is not only the criminals who are working overtime to oppress the people, and itself, the government. I cannot understand why government is into it. Is it for the people? This country, the law, the obedience to the law is almost optional. You have the highest there, the smugglers and the rich, the filthy rich. Well, of course, there are the clean rich, but there are those who are filthy with their hands soiled with so many things. And it runs into billions. Evasion of taxes, smuggling, and all sorts of high corruption, and even in our everyday dealings economically. You cannot buy an equipment without any commission. That's horrendous. Almost all of our transactions, it's either TRO'd by the Supreme Court or by the courts because it's tainted with corruption. And then again, there is this at the bottom. And those are really the criminals of having a headache, especially drugs. My God, I hate drugs. And I had to kill people because I hate drugs. Now, when you say that, Duterte, your blood-stained hands is everywhere. Of course not. I do not execute people kneeling down with their hands tied at their back. If that is what you mean, or what was meant by some, as extrajudicial killing. It's always a confrontation. Believe me, I will dwell on it if I lose the time, pasensya na. Because always, the government is at the receiving end also for those few men who are brave to do their work. Alam mo yung mga drug lords and addicts, do not ever, maybe not all, but do not believe the uniform standard of the bleeding hearts that they were, the term is salvage, extrajudicially terminated. Of course, it's always an armed confrontation. Kasi if you'd notice, and I'm sure you know an addict in this place, in this city, in this country, na lumalaban talaga because they are paranoid, hallucinated all the time, and they almost always invariably carry weapons, lethal weapons, to fight it out. Now, if I become president, there's no such thing as bloodless cleansing. I propose to get rid of the drugs within 3 to 6 months. And maybe I can do it. Or do I say that? Well, my exhibit is Davao City. It's very porous. There's no such thing as complete peace and order. But I said, we always try to suppress crime and drugs. The motherhood yung droga na yan. Once they start stealing from you, from your family, to friends, then they go up higher and go into serious crime and rape, which was unheard of in our generation. There was no such thing as a rape of a 1-year-old girl. Wala ho sa amin yan. And I hate it because I have a drug facility in Davao. Kasi sabi sila, pinapatay ko. Look, hindi ko kayang pumatay ng babae pati bata. Siguro yung drug lord, maybe yes, with pleasure. Kasi galit talaga ako. I am mad. Kaya sa Davao pa, wala pa ako dito. Not even the shores of Manila before. In 1988, I've been mayor for 22 years. Sinabi ko ta sa Lagacan, drugs and criminality must stop. It is just simply intolerable to me. And I would do it even if it would, listen, cost me my life, my honor, and even my liberty. Wala akong gitna niyan. But it will always be in accordance with law. If it would come down to a shooting, I am sure that my orders would be followed that do not allow yourself to be killed. My God, kill the criminals and I will protect you. Do abuses, private crimes, and I will kill you. Yun ang sinabi ko doon. We were desperate. We were on the crossroads from just a transition of martial law. Then we were enjoying the full benefit of a democratic space. Ang problema doon sa amin noon, every time Dick and Harry would want to fight the communists to give in firearms. So at the end of martial law, there are a lot of firearms in the hands of people who were not authorized to use them. So I had to worry about the remnants of the martial law, lawlessness, and with the new abundance of criminals. Kasi wala nang komunista, wala namang pinapatay. So they went into a rampage. And I said, I've been a prosecutor, I've been a trial fiscal for 10 years. Sabi ko, hindi ko talaga kaya yan. Hindi ko masikmura yan. So I started with, well, so much of that kidnappings and all, was able to come up with a relatively safe city. And if you've been to Davao, I can assure you, baski ngayon kayo pumunta, you can go about every nook and corner of Davao City and you are safe. Alam kasi ng mga kriminal na ang kapalit nila, pag nagloko sila, buhay nila. Wala akong, no excuses. I do not ask for any understanding. That's my drill. Now, dito naman sa gobyerno, we are oppressing. You can't just imagine a 65-year-old woman leaving for Singapore. Tinaniman ng bala. What if, kung nakalusot yon beyond the customs, and the old woman, the hapless woman, would arrive in Singapore and get caught with an explosive. Bullet is an exclusive to them. Ano nangyari kay sa Pilipino? That is pure oppression. Not even just a crime committed against it. Ang masama niyan, taga-gobyerno. And it is true here in Metro Manila. You have shabu at a time sold here, and it was a product of Muntinlupa. And nobody was minding it until now. And you have to compromise yourself with the prisoners, even just to clean the place. Look, pag ninyong gawain sa akin. And if you do not like my style, apat dyan. They are all competent, all good. So they claim. And I agree with them, with some, but not all. Because there are frauds in the lineup. If you cannot bear to see this republic, but I assure you, crime, drugs, corruption in government, give me, I do not ask for a term. I ask for 3 to 6 months and I will finish them. Walang excuse. I'm putting the severe limit because then I will be forced to act. Otherwise, after 6 months, mangangamoy ako. That is why I gave myself a very constricted job. Because I cannot hope and even develop Mindanao if we do not do away with violence. I have to have a nation building, separate criminality, drugs, and corruption from Mindanao. There is violence. This rampant. But I said, this is nation building. I have to talk to Maria Sison. I have to talk to Murad, Normiswari, and everybody to come up with a peaceful Mindanao. I cannot hope to improve the economy of the island without law and order because no investor of malalaki talang corporation will develop. And remember, this country is agricultural based. Most of the poor, 70% of the film, come from the agricultural sector. We have to improve the economy. We should start with the land. Kasi tayo, agricultural-based ang Pilipinas. And Mindanao provides, by the grace of God, the relief because wala kaming typhoon. It does not have the storm surges that kill people. But there are a surge of crime and violence because there is a revolution. The New People's Army are pinakamalakas ang Mindanao. And my time is up. Dali naman. Extend ito more. Kaya, pagka pumasok yung mga kalaban ninyo, papasukin. Ganda-ganda ng panahon dito. Kung gusto na niya, magsampalan kami dito. Let me start with Mindanao. It is most profound in Mindanao. Look, I'll give you. 1521, Magellan landed in Leyte, island of Limasawa. Why he landed there, si Magellan? Because the guy was so horny. Traveling the Pacific Ocean for so many months, looking for a woman. 5 yung asawa, kasi 5 ang asawa, dito tayo. Baka maka-extra pa ang ulol. Pieces mo. He discovered the Philippines. What? We were doing all right as a Malay state until you came. Now when you came down from, anong ginawa mo? You planted the cross of Christianity. Okay, that's good. I do not have an issue about religion. It ties us down to our values in life. Look, when I say things, listen to my epithets. Listen to my cuss words. But look beyond, for there is a sad story of the Filipino. Yung 1521, my God, 70 years, sabi ng Muslim scholars, Islam, it's about 1 century. But I place it at 16, looking at the archives. Islam was already planted firmly in Mindanao. So when you come down and say, I claim ownership and possession of these islands in the name of the King of Spain, and I would call all the natives and Filipinos, that guy started the trouble. Down from the imperial throne, a highly centralized government for control, down to the Americans, maintaining the same system for control, and until now we have this war. Surely, when he said that I own these islands, a grave injustice was already committed against the Moro people. They would not relish to be called Filipinos because they cannot be the subject of a Christian King Philip. Yan ang dynamics ng Mindanao. So we have a problem. We claim that they are rebelling. It's just simply, ang problema, I was with Murad when I came here for this gathering. And Murad asked me sa aeroplano, Mayor, is it true that Normiswari has declared independence? Sabi ko kay Nur, do not do it. 4 months, 6 months ago sa Marco Polo sa Davao. Because when you do that, and 1 or 2 or 3 states would recognize you, then you raise the fighting in Mindanao to a belligerent state. And then